YouTube land? Welcome back to the farm. Thanks guys as always for joining us. It's been a while. Last time we were out here, we were in the dark talking coyotes. Fortunately guys, no issues there. Take a look what's going on now though. We got a bunch of snow. I'm out here this morning going to get some hay here for our sheep. Obviously a snow-covered pasture is no good for grazing animals, so we are out and about. This side-by-side has been a absolute game changer for us. I honestly don't know what I would have done this winter without being able to get around like this. So we're zipping around here this morning. It is darn cold here in eastern PA. I think the high today is like 24. It's windy. As you guys can see, we got some unexpected snow. I think we were only supposed to get a little dusting. We actually got about 2 inches, if not even a little more, last night, which made for an interesting evening. We were out here getting pelted in the face as we were feeding the pigs last night, but today it's a little nicer. The sun is out a little bit, like partly cloudy, I guess you'd say, and we're out and about, like I said, getting some hay here at the Old Red Barn. So let's see what we can get into here this morning. I'll show you what's going on the farm. Again, guys, this makes it so easy. Got the back of the side-by-side loaded up. I don't know what I would have done this winter. We had these hay bales over here in the old barn. I don't know really how I would have lugged them back and forth. My neighbor did offer to bring one closer to the house, but then you're talking about trying to get something in place to protect the hay so it's not getting all wet. You can see here it's stored nicely. And just to put it into perspective, you guys see how large these bales are. We've been feeding this hay now for a few weeks. We're only maybe about halfway through the first one here. It does come off in nice layers, kind of just peels off here. As you guys see here, it's nice and tightly compact. So it makes for a really easy job as far as grabbing some, getting out there and getting it into your animals. Again, that's been huge for us. This snow was a little unexpected. We've been feeding the rams some hay for a while now, being that they've been kind of confined into our main woven wire corral. Our main flock was over on the pasture that we put in this spring. We just actually this past weekend, we moved them into their winter pasture. We were starting to get into the situation where we didn't want to graze that down any further. Again, you guys have heard me talk about overgrazing. Definitely don't want to go down that road. That's detrimental to your pasture. Believe it or not, this time went much smoother than we put them over there this summer. We were chasing sheep throughout the night. This time we just had our gates that we borrowed from our neighbor, put them across the road, blocked the road up for a little bit. And Mary, being the good sheep she is, she started walking right across. I did lead them with a bucket, and across the road they went into the winter pasture. Daisy was reluctant. She kind of went rogue and kind of wandered off on her own, so I did have to go in and pick her up and carry her across the road. But fortunately, she's a pretty light animal still, so not bad, not going to complain. It only took us, honestly, a few minutes to move them. We also put a shelter up in the winter pasture, pretty much just one of those snap-together pipe carports, or I guess you'd say like an ATV port. I'll show you that here in a second. We did have a little bit of an issue with that after the first day, so we'll show you that when we get up there. Like I said, unexpected snow, so we are giving more hay than I anticipated. Again, we got plenty stored up here, though, so we'll be good to go. Let's go out into the wild wilderness and see what's going on. Might be a white Christmas here, which definitely has the little ones pretty excited as well. So if it stays this cold, I don't think this stuff's going anywhere. It's not a crazy amount of snow, but might be just enough to make it a white Christmas here. Sliding a little bit. Looks like the pigs don't want to come out today. We did get this shelter in recently, which has definitely helped, especially with the cold winter weather. They're just gonna kind of hang out in there most of the day. Sure does make for some white scenery. There's nothing like snow on the ground come the holiday season. I mean, take a look at this, guys. Look at the view we got going on here. Really can't beat it. So we're going to the top of the pasture now. I'll show you guys that shelter. We'll get the hay into these sheep. It is, man, it's cold. Face is kind of going numb, so if I sound a little different, it's just my mouth frozen up on me. Sheep, sheep. See here, we got some grass still sticking up through the snow, so that's good. We'll just throw the hay in though. They come running. The sheep look really neat in the snow as well, just the way their white coat comes through. This is our St. Croix ram that we integrated with the rest of the flock. Seems like they're getting along pretty well. Spot here, not having any issues with them. You do see the difference in size. Spot being a little bit of an older animal. He is that of a Katahdin, and which are going to be a little bit larger than the St. Croix. Both really good breeds, and if we can have these genetics bred through the line a little bit, we will be more than happy. Rest of the flock is down there, kind of blending in, going toward the Christmas trees. But anyway, enough talking. Let's get some hay in. So you guys can see they definitely enjoy it. It is pretty fascinating to just kind of sit back and observe these animals. As we kind of progress through the fall, I started introducing the hay to them, and they actually kind of avoided it for a while. I should say, you know, these St. Croix, they actually went for it, being their pasture was a little more worn down. But then the main flock, they kind of avoided it, being that they still had some viable grass. As the conditions kind of changed and they kind of grazed away the pasture, they started going for this stuff more frequently as I threw it in. And now you can see with everything covered, they're definitely all in on it. So pretty cool to just kind of watch the nature of the animal. They know what's best, they know what they need. What I do here is basically just kind of spread it out, and I'll pretty much, as I feed over the next couple days, I'll just drop hay along this whole fence line. That does help kind of develop your pasture a little. Potential that there's some seeds in there, and it also helps kind of reseed the area. So at the very least, it kind of acts as a mulch. It ends up breaking down and just kind of helps the health of your overall pasture here. So we'll spread it out. I don't like the idea of just kind of piling it in one spot. I actually don't have a feeder, although that can be a more efficient approach, kind of keeping it elevated. The stuff does fall anyway. That's what you'd consider to be kind of waste. So eventually we might go kind of to that route, you know, some sort of movable elevated feeder. But for now, this more than does the job, and we definitely have plenty of hay to support them here. So we got half here behind me. The other 5 are down here just kind of hanging out. I'm not really sure what they're doing. For whatever reason, they're just kind of chilling on the hillside. Again, take a look at the view with some snow. Pretty awesome. It is windy though. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, how the wind is blowing. We got some snow drifting around, got some whistling. So while the sheep are up there eating, I do want to show you this shelter that we put together. It is pretty much just a metal frame. Everything kind of snaps together. Really easy to assemble. The tarp kind of fits nicely over it, exactly what it's designed for. There is a front and a back. That side actually is kind of like a garage door. It has a zipper. Opens up, rolls up, does whatever you want. It really could probably fit the side-by-side in here. The only concern is you guys see it blowing around. After the first day of putting this thing together, it wasn't windy at the time. Rookie mistake, I'll completely admit that. We kind of had it set up. It blew over, it was up on our fence. One of the posts back here, I don't know if you can see, got all mangled up, and you know, one day into this thing and it's already busted out, put a hole in the tarp up here. So unfortunate, definitely a rookie mistake, not thinking that through. Did hammer in a T-post here, and we got one in on this side to tie it down, so it shouldn't blow now. However, the damage has already been done. So anyway, just a little extra cover for the sheep. I don't even believe they've been in here yet. The best way to see that with sheep is to see if there's any manure in here, and it doesn't appear to be. So the sheep really, I mean, they don't really need a shelter. There's plenty of tree cover here in this pasture where they can kind of hunker down as well. Last night I come out, it's snowing pretty hard, and they're just laying right here in the middle of the field. So the weather doesn't really bother them. That's a nice advantage to sheep, but it's here if they need it. We get that cold rain, it might be something that's good for them to get into. So we'll see how long that holds up. We probably could have taken off the lower leg extension, had it lower to the ground, may have given them a little more protection and acted as less of a parachute, I guess. But it is at least something. Worst case scenario, I take it down or take the tarp off until spring. Could also use it to store hay if I needed to, even though we have that old barn over there. So there's options with it. We'll see what we want to do long term here. And they will be over here all winter, so eventually they'll find it, they'll get acclimated. Sheep are definitely a suspicious animal. They take time to kind of scope out their area and figure out what they want to do. So I'm sure they've seen it. They're probably just a little bit hesitant to get over there. So in the meantime, we'll let these guys just kind of eat away. We got some other things to take care of today. Wanted to get out, show you guys what's going on here. It has been a little bit again. Snow has fallen, and welcome to winter, guys. It is actually, I believe today is the first day of winter. So look at that, first day of winter. We're out here, a couple days till Christmas. The kiddos, let me tell you, the kiddos are excited. We're excited. Good times here on the farm, ending the year, spending time with the family, and what better than a little bit of snow. So until next time, guys, we appreciate you. Thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing, as always, drop us some comments, questions, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to follow along. Got a lot more coming. Cocoa here is most likely bred, so lambs could be in the future. Hopefully not too soon, but you never know. So we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.